Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe so that way you always get your episodes. But enough of that. Let's get right back into the episode.
So Madison's like, okay, great. Well, glad we had a nice talk about this new baby might being able to break my back. This was super fun. Gonna go down to your son's weird whorehouse down there. Good luck. Hope he finds someone to commit to him in that den of sin.
Meanwhile, down in the den of sin, which is, by the way, kind of just looks like a fancy version of Snoopy's doghouse. Manny and Austen are excited because they bought the same shoes at Gwen's, which I think is hilarious. I don't know. They're so excited. Like, did you get these at Gwen's? Yeah, I got it at Gwen's. Yeah, bro.
It also goes to show you that Gwen just doesn't care about you. That girl does not care about her customers. If she could do that to people, you know that they're on the same show. Why are you letting them buy the same shoes, Gwen?
They need. You know what that store needs? A good, reliable intern to really help the customers out.
They really need someone to advertise for them on social media. Okay, so Olivia hugs Rod, and she's doing that Olivia thing where she's like, where Rod's like, something funny, and she's like, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Please stop making me flirt with Rod for the cameras, please.
She's like, if I had a dime for every time Rod had made me laugh, I would be the way the cookie crumbles. He's like, that's not what that expression. That's not how you say it. So JT's like, hi, Tyler, you want to talk over here, like a few feet away from everyone else? Okay, cool. So, hey, the rain's hitting my coif. So, look, I'm wet. I got long, wet hair now. Hey, so, you're one of my best friends. You and baby Bessie Poppy Seed. It's that lovely dog that my mom, I guess my mom's, okay, mama's number 1, Poppy Seed number 2, but you're number 3, okay? And so in Jamaica, we're having fun. Like, we were laughing the whole time. Mainly I was laughing and you were staring at me, and I laughed really loud, and I said, I'm laughing for both of us, remember? So that was basically you laughing too. Anyway, we spent every flight side by side, even that flight where you're like, actually, we can have different seats. And I was like, no, I'll sit here. And you're like, we really don't have to sit next to each other. And I was like, no, I insist. So we really had a lot of fun.
And she knows what's coming. She's just looking at him so awkwardly, drinking, looking around for an exit, And she's like, yeah, well, when I need comedic relief, you're my guy. Oh,
that's
God,
even beyond the friend
zone. Abort.
I mean, we've seen friend zone, but that's how do you push through the friend zone? I've never heard of the comic relief zone. That's just like
I have.
That was brutal. Oh, Ronnie.
Been there. But yeah, I was like, run, GT, run. There's no time in history has anybody ever said, when I need comedic relief, I know you're the one I want to marry. Nobody. So JT's like, well, I just need to say something and get it off my chest. Which at this point, look, I don't think he's a stupid person. So I think at this point, he knows she's going to say no because of what she just said. But it's more important for him to get hurt on camera by her so he can turn her into a villain later. Let's watch, shall we?
Well, every time we hung out, it was just constant laugh and joy, even when you were crying and saying, please get out of my house. You're not supposed to be here. I mean, that's just so rare to find, right? And she goes, well, I obviously love our friendship. And I know you love our friendship. And I just want to say in life, there are steamships and other ships, but the most ship of the ships is the friendship, which is you. You're a friendship. You're like your friendship.
He's like, I love you.
Friendship.
What are you not hearing, sir? What are you not hearing? And he's like, I would marry you tomorrow. And she's just like awkward drinking from her, just kind of drinking and looking around. So then Vanita gives a jacket to Olivia to sit on outside because it's, a little rain got on the furniture. And she goes, more of a gentleman than Austen's ever been. And then Austen comes over. He's like, hey.
Let's go talk.
So, let's go talk, huh? Let's go talk. We want to go talk. And Vanita goes, she's not going to do that.
But Olivia's like, no, I'll do it. It's fine. I just love the way Austin just comes and just demands that they talk. So they go back to JT. He goes, "Now I just want to tell you, pretty lady, it's there for me. Everything is there for me, okay? I mean, look at this boner I got right now. It's poking right through my vintage jeans. You see that, right?" She goes, "Yeah, well, we haven't crossed that friendship threshold. So it's like, what if, what if you hated it? Like, you don't know. I could be a total psychopath." He's like, "Honey, I've been watching this season along with the rest of America. I mean, I'm part of it, okay? You've got a free ticket with me."
It's like, you are a total psychopath. And you know why? It's psycho to me knowing we could die tomorrow to not give it a try. Sir, no. She said no. How many times does she have to say no? Walk away. Please, you fucking creep. So there's sad music, and Shep is now giving them looks like, what the hell's going on over there? And she's like, well, I just think that there's a lot going on, and Shep's still here, and, I need to process and to heal and, to move forward. And then she tells us, I mean, listen, he's not the only one constantly disappointed by Taylor because, I want things to be okay with Taylor, but I know they're not because I listen to what she says. She's like, I wish I could wake up and just make JT my person, but I like the assholes. Girls just want a bad boy.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
I hate that too.
It's like the worst. Boys will be boys. So then Shep interrupts and he's like, "Karsh, you didn't comment on my leather jacket. Where's yours, JT?" And Taylor's like, I guess yes, he said that to Taylor. She goes, "Oh, I didn't wear it because it's not very 1960s." And then Shep just goes over and he's like, "Oh, JT, you look like an early Justin Bieber. Oh, gosh."
Yeah, every time Shep or Austen talks to JT, they have to make him as small as possible. He's like, "Wow, nice work, Bieber." And Taylor's like, "Bye, appreciate the talk. A bad boy incoming."
So JT's like, "Well, I just want to make sure there's no awkwardness between us, and I'm just going to go back to expressing my feelings." He goes, "Listen, there's a saying about how the good guy never wins. Well, except for Braveheart, the good guy always wins. So maybe I'm not the one, but one day eventually, Taylor's going to find a good guy. Guys like Austen will lose." I'm like, unfortunately, she will not find the good guy, and unfortunately, Austen will continue to fail upwards.
So then Shep, they go inside and he puts his drink down. She's like, "Don't put your drink on her nice table. Let's use one of these gigantic glitter frogs to put them into." Because, of course, Patricia's got these giant frogs that you put your full glass into.
Those are the shoes I make Randy wear around the house, actually.
Okay, well, there. So what was JT talking about over there, huh? Wait a minute. Did you guys hook up? Because I saw you guys dancing, carrying on.
And she goes, "No. In Jamaica? Hell no." See, now, Taylor, you just gave your tail away. Because when asked if you hooked up with JT, who you definitely did not hook up with, and we believe that because you seemed totally deeply uninterested in him, you're like, ugh, you got like a look, it's like she got like a look of revulsion, and she, for the first time this season, she may have even like had a cadence of some sort of emotion in her voice. Whereas with Austen, she's like, no, did not hook up whatsoever. So you just kind of like revealed yourself right there.
Well, I think also she, just another take. I mean, who knows? But I think that also she knows that Shep wouldn't care about, like, Shep looks at JT as pathetic, but he looks at Austen as competition. So she wouldn't want to diss herself in Shep's eyes by saying that she did anything with JT. Whereas she knows it would be riling him up and getting him jealous if she did something with Austen.
And I think on some level, it's like embarrassing to say you hooked up with JT, whereas in the weird world of Southern Charm, it's not embarrassing to say you hooked up with Austen. So it's like, oh, JT, no, I mean, he's short. Come on, let's don't do that to me.
The world is such a cruel fucking place.
It's so cruel.
And we're here. We are. It's like we're on it, but jeez.
Listen. I love a short king, as they say, but Southern Charm, they don't. They do not.
So, and who doesn't? Alpha males. They really do not like. That's like their ultimate weapon against the short guy. I mean, poor fucking guy. Okay, so then we go probably literally. Okay, so then we go to Austen and Olivia talking on the couch, and he's like, oh, "You look nice." Well, I'm just like, you know, like I want to talk to you in lieu of Jamaica.
Which makes no sense, by the way, as a sentence.
Could you
Instead of
put on your
Jamaica,
Hugh Hefner robe to say that again? So, I mean, what are you talking about?
Listen, we all mess up our words. I think I just did it a few minutes ago. But but knowing that it's Austen trying to sound fancy, trying to sound, you know, like he's always trying to sound erudite or educated in the way that like Whitney and Shep are. And so when he's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to talk to you in lieu of Jamaica.
I love that you threw an erudite in there just to cement your point. I mean,
exactly.
Snapple Mandelker flavor.
There you go.
It is delicious.
Okay.
It's delicious.
But, you know, I say things wrong. I improperly said that Heidi Klum was from Sweden the other day, and she's clearly from Germany, and someone pointed that out. And, like, everyone knows that. I know that.
You know, I was like, oh, really? When you said that, I was like, I guess I should have known that.
I don't know why. I was thinking, isn't there some really super famous supermodel from Sweden, though? Like
no,
it feels like
only
they all
ugly
are.
people from Sweden. Yeah, only hideous people from
That's
Sweden.
a Dwell Hello. By the way, that's on Dwell Hello, which you guys should all listen to because it was really good this week on Wondery Plus. So anyway, in lieu of Jamaica, because I'm intelligent.
In lieu of Jamaica.
Yeah. And what I want to get to the bottom of is that things seem to be very one way when we talk like this, and then another way when we talk in public.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I mean, I know I've been inconsistent, but like, it's just like not a good friendship because like, it just seems like nothing is genuine and that's not friendship. And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to be there for you, Olivia. That's all I've ever done, Olivia. She goes, no, you're not. And he goes, when have I ever not been there for you? What?
And I like that she started to say, you get off on pitting two girls against each other, but he interrupts her. And so she goes, you don't even know what I'm going to say. Look at the paper trail of pissed off women. I love the paper trail of pissed off women. Like they're in an investigation. Like, wait a second. This credit card, this tracks back to a pissed off woman. Oh my God, the paper trail. It goes to, hey, this paper trail leads to Heidi Klum in Sweden. So she's like, we all have the same thing to say about you. At what point do you want to stop having conversations and actually have one with yourself?
Oh, God. So then we cut back to Taylor and Shep. And Shep's like, Taylor, I know that I just acted super jealous that you were talking to a short person and possibly you fucked a short person instead of me. But now that I find out you're still pathetic, I just want to get to the place where we can be supportive and kind. And, you know, the past few months, did we have a couple of good situations? Sure. That was, you know, remember when I emotionally abused you in front of everybody on that vacation and then we ended up sleeping together? God, good times. Am I right?
All over ping pong. And she goes, yeah, I guess my cool step was in hopes for something more. Yeah, but gosh, your cool step was in hopes of something more. Why? Do you want to get back together just the way I want to get back together with my DVD box set of the Vietnam War?
And he's like pounding his foot under the table, like his whole body is gets freaking out. And she's like, possibly, which, you know, what did you think? She just showed up at your house unannounced and knew that you had two girls there. I mean, what do you think is going on? So then we cut back to Olivia and she's like, well, I appreciate the times you've been my friend, but right now you're not.
Yeah, well, that's because this whole thing you're flipping it on its head, and it's not what I was expecting to happen at all. I mean, I was thinking, you know, hey, Olivia's going to come to me and say, holy shit, Austen, I'm sorry that I let my emotions get the best of me.
What? You thought I was going to apologize to you? That was hilarious. Just the look of shock on her face. She's like, wow, you are really fucking hopeless. Wow.
And the look of entitlement on his face, it was brilliant.
She's like, oh my God, if you took your head out of your narcissistic ass right now, you would see that I'm going through a few things, and apologizing to your dumb ass isn't one of them.
there's definitely a major disconnect here. And she goes, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm like, well, yeah, there's a lot of things disconnected between the two of you two. But between the two of you two, okay, talk about disconnected. Redundancy. So she's back to Shep. She's like, I'm a hopeless romantic. And at the end of the day, what's more romantic than being back with the guy who said he enjoyed cheating on me while he was fuming over losing ping pong?
I'm hopeless romantic. What has he done that's romantic? That's a scary thing. You're not a hopeless romantic. You're just hopeless.
I was about to say, that was one word too long in that sentence.
Yeah. And she's like, well, happiness outweighs the rest. He's like, does it? She goes, can I speak? I mean, I love and care about me, but I also love and care about us. And he's like, Taylor, us is over.
I don't think it's repairable. And she's like, then why are we sitting here talking? Because I want to know if, like, we can be supportive of one another. What don't you understand? I don't want to be friends. I don't want to have a relationship with you, but I want to know if we can be supportive of one another.
He's like, well, I mean, are we allowed to bring a date around? She was just talking to JT, and you couldn't stop sitting there, getting your eyes all beady and red and staring at him and snapping your foot. You're patting your foot down on the ground and like licking your Coke lips. So probably not. Okay. But I guess he's like getting his permission to start bringing around girls without her losing her mind.
That's what it is. And Taylor's like, well, what if I want to date Austen? What if I want to get revenge sex on you?
God, the cringe. Between Taylor Austen? And JT, it's just hard to watch this.
She goes, Austen? Wow, that's who you want to date, Austen? And she goes, well, what if I want to date? And he like basically, he's like, his head is like in his hands. He's like, well, I'll shake my head and be like, wowza. And she's like, so just say it would bother me. Just say that. It's like, well, if you were honestly in love with each other, I would not stand in your way, but I probably would yell a lot and get drunk.
And so she's all mad. So then JT is still standing in the same position, emoting for the cameras. And Rod brings drinks to him, and he's like, what'd I miss? And he's like, I told her I love her, and I do. And she was like, appreciate you.
So now he's sad.
Advice, Rod.
And then the Shep and Taylor conversation is still going somehow. And he's like, Taylor, why are you mad at me? She goes, I don't get it. It's like, well, we can't coexist and be supportive of each other.
He's like, forget the romantic stuff. You do your thing and I'll do my thing. I'll still message you. Wait a minute. If it fucks with you, I won't. God, you're still such a piece of shit. You're like, we are broken up. Nothing is going to happen. We can still fuck it. I can still text you to come fuck me, right? Like, we're going to still keep that part up, right?
So this is where, Ben, who just takes things on face value, says he was just saying, hey, if I message you to say like happy birthday or hi or like what's going on or like there's a party, you're not gonna like, is this gonna fuck with your head and make you think that I'm interested in you again? And she's like, yeah, don't do that. She basically says, and by the way, I was proud of her for this. I'm glad she said, I know it sounds selfish, but don't do that, because that's what she's needed. She's needed a clean break from him, and she's not able to move forward until she really like gets some separation.
So he's like, okay, thanks for talking to me. I guess I don't know what to say. I'm just, I'm sorry for anything in the past, I guess, but in the future, I'm going to be your biggest advocate. Okay, now that could mean lawyer, but obviously I'm not a lawyer, but you might need one if you continue to stalk me. Okay, so good luck.
And then she goes in the bathroom and cries. And he says, it breaks my heart. I want her happy even if I'm not with her, but I've made the right decision, and maybe we could be happy in the same realm and be happy for each other or the same room. I don't know what he said. He's like, but that's his goal, that they can be happy together at some point, but separately.
And Vanita leaves. Great season.
And falls down the stairs.
Yeah, falls down a little bit. And then Craig sees Olivia at the bar with Paige, and so Olivia's like chugging, and Paige is like, wait a minute, you're drinking tequila with no ice? That's a serial killer move, Olivia. She's like, tonight I am.
Craig, get me out of this forsaken part of the country. So then, now we go to the cottage, and now this is where the show pivots into being like an 80s movie, because we will have Austen. Austen now steps into his greatest role, which is every villain in every 80s teen movie. So everyone's drinking in they're drinking in the cottage, and JT is on like a bar stool, but he's like kneeling on it because he's kneeling so that way he can kind of like bend over the bar and like point at what he wants to drink or something. And so he's up there, and Austen comes in, and Austen like blows a kiss to Taylor.
Oh, I thought he was blowing a kiss to JT.
You know, I wasn't totally sure, but I thought maybe it was to Taylor. You know what?
Because Austen's like, season finale time to fight with somebody shorter than me. That's. I looked at his like power dynamics. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go alpha this guy.
Yeah.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
I always like to begin the year by clearing out my closet, but this year I'm also upgrading it with pieces that will last beyond the season from Quince.
Quince creates timeless essentials that never go out of style. You'll have them in your closet forever.
Quince has all the must-haves like 100% Mongolian cashmere crew neck sweaters from $59, 100% leather jackets, and fitted pants.
And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. I love that.
I got a beautiful wool jacket from there. I look so handsome. Like everywhere I go, people are like, "Oh my God, you're so hot." And I'm like, Quince. Thanks, Quince.
Yeah, I have a really cool overshirt, and I also got a really chic bracelet, and honestly, I felt very stylish, which is a rare thing for me.
Upgrade your closet with Quince. Go to quince.com/crappens for free shipping and 365-day returns on your order. That's QUINCE.com/crappens to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crappens. So he blows a kiss to JT in my mind. And JT's like, I still can't believe Taylor kissed Austen, but she still doesn't want me. Which there it is. He looks at her as damaged goods, and that's why he had a chance. Mm-hmm. Gross. You know what?
She doesn't want me.
I fucking knew it. All I needed to hear from you this whole season was that line. That's all I needed. So thank you for giving it. Thank you for proving me right to at least myself.
And he's like, and she doesn't want me, an actual, successful, good, positive man. And well, I took it as like, I took it as him saying, wow, like here I am. I'm like the total package. I got poppy seed on speed dial, and I'm giving her everything she would need. And then she goes for that schlub. That's how I took it personally.
Like she'll be with a piece of shit, but she won't be with me, an actual good person.
Yeah. So JT raises his glass. He goes, to Shep. And Shep goes, oh, thanks. Finally get the recognition I deserve. Because, by the way, Shep likes JT right now because JT hates Austen. And the more that someone hates Austen, the more Shep will like them.
Yes, exactly. So JT, Austen's like, what are you squealing about? Because, okay. So
he walks up to JT.
Austen comes over to JT. And JT is still on this bar stool, right? Kneeling. And Austen goes, wow, finally, you're at my eye level. I did tell you to get on a chair next time you wanted to talk to me, and you did get on a chair to get on my eye level. Oh.
Sick burn. But it was such an 80s, that was such an 80s villain line, right? He walks up with his 80s hair, and and so JT's like, you're a real snake and a coward. He's like, oh yeah, what are you squealing about, JT? He goes, you have been the genesis of why there's so much pain in here. And he's like hitting his heart.
Fucking JT. So Austen's like, it's you. He's like, who? Dude. So he tells us, dude, he's the one who initiated this whole thing when you turned up your nose where it doesn't belong. And JT's like, everyone here said it. Everyone here. Like they're both going to try and have their moment coming at each other. Oh.
And Austen's like, what have they said? Regale me. You hear that, Whitney? I used the word regale. And JT's like, you are an arm's length friend who cannot be trusted around any woman. Now, I believe that everyone said that. I believe that JT is not lying about that. And so Austen's like, JT, why are you so upset about it? I just want to understand, like, where are you coming from? And he's like, I want to understand how you can be such a piece of shit in this town.
Hey, JT, stop, JT. Taylor's over there like, stop, JT. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're going to yell at the girl you went after? He goes, no, I'm not. I'm not yelling at the girl I went after. And Taylor's like, for you to be coming at Austen like this? Come on. And he's like, wait a minute, are you taking his back? I'm never going to forget this. I'll never forget this, Taylor.
And Austin's like, what are you so upset about? And Austen tells us, oh, now I get it. He's jealous of me. JT is so jealous of me. He wanted Taylor so bad, and I get the girl. JT doesn't. Guys like JT don't get the girl. I get the girl.
Oh, gross.
It's gross. Gross. Sadly
Can't
true,
wait to
but
see
gross.
how many girls you're getting when your hair continues its journey of completely falling out and you age and you don't have this TV show anymore after your beer failed. So good luck. Keep that running, buddy. Okay.
Unfortunately, we can't use the word paycheck in that sentence either.
Exactly.
So JT's like, Shep called you a boy in a sandbox that wants everyone else's shiny toys. And Austin's like, yeah, well, Shep was upset, buddy. And yeah, well, because you fucked his girlfriend. And Taylor's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
And I love that now that JT is mad at Taylor, he's just like, we're not friends anymore. So you fucked her, you know? It's like, and now the turn. So he's like, and my point is this. I'm talking to you. What?
I said, by the way, I did notice that all of a sudden he was all about saying that they fucked.
We knew it was going to happen. This is what these guys do. You know, they're like, oh, I'm so nice. She has to be with me. Everybody else was mean to her, so surely she'll want to be with me. And the second that they're not, it's like, you were fat anyway. So Austin's like, you are a child. And he's like, I'm a child? You're a little boy that cried wolf in a 6'5" frame, and now I'm talking to you man to man in the face. And Austen just pushes him to push him off the stool.
Shoves him off.
Yeesh.
And Austin goes, I'm serious, man. And by the way, JT fell off that stool very gracefully. He
on his feet.
Did you notice he just was boop, on his feet right away, hit another stool very lightly. He was just like ready to go, you know? And
it's like he's been kneeling on stools to fight with taller people his entire life.
I know. He was like a cat, just lands right on his feet, ready to go. He didn't land on his butt. There was not like a domino effect with all the other stools. He just boop, ready to go. And JT goes, guess what? Do it again. And then he like chest bumps Austen, you know? And then there's like tussling.
Very like Real Housewives of Dallas. Bow at me.
Yeah.
Bow at me.
There's a lot of tussling. They edit it very quickly. I feel like Bravo was like not showing us the extent of the fight because I think they wanted to still make this show so gentlemanly. So, and by the way, they were fighting like no one's breaking this up. While they're even after the push, after the chest bump, no one's coming in to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. They're all like, okay, we're gonna watch.
Yeah,
they don't care.
They're just all drinking and watching. And so Austin's like, whoa, over all the years, there's never been any physical contact, and now you're going to come in? He's like, you did it. You pushed me first. I mean, where's Austen going to even try with this? Austin's so bad at this. He's going to try and start a fight with someone and then get that guy to start a physical fight so he can get that guy fired. But you literally pushed him first off of a stool, and you came over to bully a short person.
Yeah, and he goes, you headbutted me first. JT goes, guess what? You hit me first. Guess what? You fucking lose. I'll never see you again.
Yeah, I'll see you never.
I'll see you never.
Just to continue the 80s theme. I'll see you never.
Unless you want to meet at 3:00 behind the school. So then.
Oh, really? I sit around your house? Your mama's so fat she sits around the house.
Patricia walks in and is like, all right, both of you, detention.
So Austin's like, you just can't help yourself, can you, JT? And he's like, oh, yeah, see you never. And JT smiles, and he's like, I didn't want to go there, but I did. Because he's a thirsty drama queen who kind of got what he wanted, and so was Austen. And so congratulations. I think you've cemented yourself as just another terrible man on this cast. Good job.
I really appreciated him going after Austen. I feel like we've not really seen it done properly. And I was glad that he stood his ground, to be honest.
I was too. I mean, he technically didn't stand his ground, but he tried. He emotionally stood his ground. And
he kneeled his ground.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, to end the season, Austen gave us a classic, this is fucking insane. So everyone's telling Austen to calm down. And of course, Shep leaves the party. And so Shep walks out of the cottage. They're calming down Austen outside. And Shep sees it and just walks by. Doesn't like go to Austen to be like, hey, like, you know, calm down. He's just like, fuck Austen. And he basically says that his relationship with Austen is frayed. And, you know, it's bad. And it's a bad place.
He got the last line of the entire season, Shep. He's like, he did me wrong. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I hate to say it, but Austen deserves it, and no one can dispute that. And I was like, wow, congratulations. This is the first season Shep's ever had where he wasn't the monster of the season, and he just fucking loves it. He's like, okay, my work here is done. Austen initiated a physical fight, looks like an idiot, and he's been dumped by both of the girls that like him. Bye. One of the girls that liked him blatantly tried to get me, and the other one dumped him for good. My work here is done. I'm going to leave here while I'm not the biggest villain of the season.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Well, to be fair, I feel like Shep alternates. He has a season where he's a monster, and he has a season where he's like palatable. And this is a P season, not an M season.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. He's really like ever since the homeless situation, or I should say unhoused situation with that lady, he's really struggled. That was a real breaking point with his image, because I used to love Shep. And I still, like, despite myself, I think he's a horrible person and he's arrogant, but I still actually, I'm always intrigued by Shep. I find him to be a very fascinating person to watch, because I see him as someone who is very smart, who is very spoiled, very entitled, very wealthy, and he's like terrible to people. I see him actually, I don't think it's fake. I feel like he tries to work on himself, but it doesn't work, because like the monster's too big and it's just getting worse and worse. So I just
don't
find
think he tries to work on himself at all. I think he's one of those people who tries to work on his reality. You know, because what these people go through really on Twitter, like people just coming after them on Instagram, commenting constantly about what pieces of shit they are. Even they have fans, but just all those detractors and stuff. And it's like Housewives, like they always come back trying to adjust. You know, it's like, okay, I got canceled for what I did to that lady in the streets, the unhomed lady or whatever. And so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to be a good guy this season. And it's like, he's always trying to readjust. It's like, okay, I'm going to be a good guy because now I'm going to have a girlfriend, and people can't just call me a user. So I'm going to be with a girlfriend. But then he eventually slips and is just the emotionally abusive asshole that he's always been on camera. And then it's like, oh no, how do I fix this? Okay, she's going to be there. So I'm just going to try and be a good friend to her and be a victim because Austen is trying to steal my girlfriend. But then it slips, and then he's like emotionally abusing her at the cabin in front of everybody. And it's like, he's just like trying to keep adjusting for the public, but he just can't stop showing himself. He can't stop showing his ass.
I'm going to revise what I said. I actually agree with what you said in that, like, I do think like he's trying to better himself. I think gives him way too much credit. It's not that, but I feel like he does try to adjust 100%. He is trying to be like, oh shit, like everyone hated how I was last season, so I'm going to adjust this season. But I feel like it's actually in the words that he says and things that he does, there's like something in his language which makes me feel like he had some conversations with people and did some reading, and he's trying to kind of like follow it, but he can't. And I say this because as opposed to someone like Austen, I feel like is truly just an adjuster and is like trying to adjust his image, but I don't see it being deeper than him saying like, "Oh, people didn't like me last season, so I'm gonna just be nice now." And that's why I feel like it's interesting with Shep, because I feel like he strives a little bit more than Austen, but he can't. He can't do it, you know. And I think I'll just always be interested in Shep for that reason. But like Austen is just a shitty person. He's just like a one-dimensional shitty person.
One thing I will say to that is that Shep at least looks tortured enough to know that he's terrible. And he's like,
that's really a good point.
He's like, I am terrible, but want to be, so I'll try not to be, even though he feels like he will always be. Like,
You know
there's
what?
kind of
I think
that.
that's the crux of it. That's the crux
Whereas
of it. I think there is an
Austen
element of
is just
self-awareness with Shep.
Austin just sucks. Austin's just terrible. And watching Shep on the show, it's like Shep has realized who he is on the show, because he's probably had this life where everybody just tells him he's perfect and amazing. So coming onto this show and he was like the golden boy of this show the first couple of years. But then when he started getting pushback on what a piece of shit he was, and it's like the first time he's probably ever heard that.
As he got older.
You can see, yes, and you could see it crumbling his face. Like he turns red and his eyes turn black. I mean, you can see it just killing the guy. Whereas Austen, since he's come on the show, Austen was more like innocent and like, okay, so I'm supposed to pretend to have this girlfriend to be on this show. I mean, okay. Like he had more of like an innocent vibe about him. And we've seen him just become a complete egomaniacal piece of shit sociopath, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think
interesting.
I think you totally hit the nail on the head. I think Shep has an element of self-awareness, and not just audience awareness. I think Austen may have audience awareness, but like Shep says things every now and then that are very self-deprecating, like an awareness of like, yeah, I did that, you know? And like, I think that he knows enough, he sees enough where he realizes where he is a monster, but he's totally incapable of changing. And like that is like really fascinating to me. Whereas Austen knows enough to know that people don't like him, but he doesn't know enough, but he still doesn't ever see himself as responsible for it. That's why I guarantee at the reunion, he will inevitably say, like he does every year, he's like, well, once again, I'm like the punching bag for everyone. Like everyone's so mean to me on social media. Like, I'm glad making everyone so like, making it so easy for everyone to like come at me. I'm glad I'm entertaining everyone. Like that's his thing. So anyway, should we pivot to a little Southern hospitality chat?
Let's do it.
So last week or whenever it was, the latest episode, which we didn't cover because of break, the big thing that happened was that they were like really mad. A lot of the gang was mad that Joe was hanging out with like O'Sheen a lot, and they felt like that wasn't cool. And so then O'Sheen needed to apologize to Emmy O'Sheen like slapped Emmy's ass at work, which was definitely not cool. And so then Joe brought O'Sheen to the bar where the whole gang was hanging out. And Joe was like, yeah, I'm bringing O'Sheen so that way O'Sheen can like clear the air about all this. And then we can just like all be friends and stuff. And but then O'Sheen didn't clear the air. And Will was like, you better apologize. You better fucking apologize. And O'Sheen's like, I don't know who you are. He's like, oh, you better apologize. And so then as revenge, O'Sheen went at Grace Lily's party and just started telling everyone that Will hooked up with a girl.
Yes. He went to the bathroom at a party. He went into the bathroom at a party with a girl with a bottle of rosé for 30 minutes straight. Dun, dun, dun. So this week is basically dealing with that. Now, O'Sheen, first of all, people are asking us, why are we calling him O'Sheen? Because that's what they call him on the show. Now, at first we were like, is it Oysen? We didn't know. Or is it Ocean? We don't know. People are telling us online it's Ocean or Ocean, right? And that they're Irish and they know how to pronounce this name. But guess what? Everybody on the show says O'Sheen. So
O'Sheen.
That's what we're sticking with, okay?
They
It's
say
the
O'Sheen.
common pronunciation, at least on this dum-dum of a show. So that's why we're calling him that. So O'Sheen, who has just had this confrontation with like, you don't grab girls' butts at work and treat girls like that. He's like, okay, sorry. So now this week.
He didn't really even say, okay, sorry. He was like, I don't have any recollection of doing that, but if I did do that, then I'm sorry.
It's like, if I did it, I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry about doing it if I did that.
It was like the O.J. Simpson book. If I did do it, this is how I would have done it.
Yeah. So, hi, Mueller. So then he, this week, just after all this, it's like sexual harassment. This week he comes right into the kitchen. He's like, hey there, gorgeous. You're so pretty, little girl. And like gives her like 2 kisses on the cheek, like manhandles her and then like walks away.
Emmy was not happy this week. She was not happy about those rumors. So what's funny about Emmy is she sort of has action figure hands, I noticed. So when she talks, she either puts her hands like paddles or sorry, my fingernails are really long, everyone. I'm going to get them cut today. Or she puts her fingers out, like fully spreads them out when she talks. And she moves her hand like in a very herky-jerky way. And she's like, I cannot believe what Austen was saying. Can you believe what Austen was saying about Will? What a piece of shit. I trust Will fully, 100%. And so she was really agitated at Austen, but she was also mad at Maddie because there was a hilarious moment in the middle of the show, which honestly, it could have been the whole episode for me, where Emmy is just, she's slicing limes in the kitchen. Be like, I'm a good worker. I'm so good. I should be a manager. Look at the way I slice these limes. This is the way a manager slices limes.
No one even had to tell me to juice these limes.
And she's wearing a pink dress. And as she's standing there, lime, some other girls come. This one girl, don't know who she is. She comes in and just stares at her. Like I was like, is this a zombie movie? Like it looked like it was a horror movie, and this girl was about to slaughter Emmy. Did you notice that?
Was it the blonde girl?
Yes.
Yeah, she had her. We just talked about how Shep's eyes go black. Hers went black. I was like, "Are you about to put Emmy through the juicer?" What's wrong?
No, it was like she looked possessed. It was like a horror movie possession. Like, I'm here to kill you. Like,
yeah, it's like she walks in like, "Hi, everybody. I'm taking the lime lady down."
So then they stare at each other, and then all of a sudden Emmy goes, "Blues." And she's like, "Pinks?" She's like, "I thought we were pinks today." No, it's blues, pinks. And then this other girl, this beautiful woman in the background, walks in and she's like, "I thought we were blues today, but Maddie told me pinks." And it turns out they're talking about their dresses.
And then we see, but right before all this happened, Maddie had texted Emmy saying, "Oh yes, and tonight pinks." So Emmy is furious. She's been told to wear the wrong color of dress to Republic, the most eminent bar, not only in Charleston, but in the world.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So she's going to look stupid. So she's really upset. And then Maddie comes in.
Colors.
And to save Maddie's case, Maddie is in a pink dress too. So it looks like Maddie just got it wrong, right? But the only person that she texted was Emmy. So.
But then here's the thing. So first of all, it's like Emmy's already, and then there's, I think, some girl named like Sierra or Sienna who hasn't come into work today. So her dress is hanging. So Maddie takes it to change into. So Emmy's the only one who's in pink. And so then there's like a staff meeting. And so Leva and the CEO of all of Republic, Leah, walks in, making her grand return in a pantsuit.
Yes. And it's pink. Which
by the way, I noticed exactly. Way to go.
And you know what's so weird is that Leva comes dressed in blue, but Leah comes dressed in pink. So I'm very confused by the whole thing. And I think the conspiracy probably started with Leah, because Leah is also very like, how dare she? And she's like, what is wrong with that girl? In the wrong color. I am Leah. I am Leah CEO. How dare this girl try this shit with me? I have a handbook. Every day there's a color. Today's color is obviously pink, or obviously blue, or whatever. So they're like, well, where is Emmy? And then we see a shot of Emmy in her car hustling home to change. And they're like, you can't just leave work. Oh, Emmy is in trouble. And they're like, what happened with Emmy? And Madison's like, well, basically, like, she got the color wrong for the day because today's blues. And everybody knows that. And she doesn't even say, like, I sent her the wrong information.
Yeah, she doesn't say I sent her. And by the way, Maddie, if anyone, should have given the dress to Emmy, because then Maddie as manager could at least be like, well, I'm in pink because I'm at a higher status or whatever. But she basically throws Emmy under the bus. And so then no one is angrier than the CEO, Leah. Leah is literally, for those in Crappens on Demand, here's a shot of Leah reacting to the fact that Emmy wore the wrong color today and had to go home. And she's like, this is a business, okay? Let me tell you something. The first rule of Vegas buffets, always wear the same color. Second rule of Vegas buffets, look at rule number 1. I am not putting up with this shit whatsoever. She's going to be fired soon.
I am Leah, CEO. There will be no leaving. So,
Ronnie, you muted yourself by accident, I think.
I did? Oh. Thank
Oh,
you.
there you're back.
Thank you for telling me.
That was Leah. Leah just muted you.
Leah CEO. So she comes back. Emmy gets her dress, and she comes back, and Leah's like, "Where were you? I'm Leah CEO. Do not make me send this gargoyle after you." And the waitress is like, "I will kill her. I will kill her, master." Hold on.
Heal. So then Emmy's like, no, look at this text. And Emmy shows the text to Leva and to Leah, and it says, it's from Maddie. It says, by the way, Pink's tonight. So then they're like, oh, don't worry. You're not in trouble. Not this time.
Yeah. That was very like that. You got off this time. But next time you're in the wrong color dress.
It was my favorite part of the entire episode because it was also like so workplacey, like such a workplace thing, but also how like they were like so really upset about this dress code.
They were terrified. I have to say, Emmy was terrified that she didn't have the right dress, and she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I don't have the right dress." And then the other manager guy goes, "Stop it."
Yes, he's like,
"Just stop it.
Shh, stop it. This is an emergency. This is a Republic emergency. We have to fix it." Leah CEO is coming in.
Oh my gosh.
She's bringing her gargoyle army. Okay, so we either fix this or we die. Okay.
So Emmy is, of course, furious, because this whole season she's been laying the groundwork. Like, Maddie doesn't even do her job. She stays outside and waits to see Trevor pass by on his bike carriage or whatever it is. So she's been like, I can look at me doing the limes. I should run this place. It's Republic, the best bar on earth. So she's been laying this groundwork all season, and now Maddie has stepped in it. So she's going to really lay into it. She's like, I'm just so sick of it. Why is it me? She didn't. And then the little gargoyle one's like, she didn't even take responsibility, master.
I'm looking for the key master. So then elsewhere around town, Will is really mad at Joe because Will and Joe are like besties. And like, Joe has been hanging out with Oshin, and like Joe did not shoot down the rumor authoritatively, and so Will is really mad because don't forget Will's going to law school, and I'm actually last week Will went in. We finally met Will's dad, and his dad is a lawyer at the practice of I say attorneys at law. And Will he's worried that he's going off to law school. He's going to be far away from everyone. And I think he's just worried about being out of the loop. So he has Joe come over and he's like, bro, like, you didn't even like shut down that rumor. And Joe's like, well, I thought it's just, don't shoot the messenger. Just like, I just thought I was being like a good friend and like, just let you know. But like, I realized it's actually like a really bad friend. And I was just like, I see it now. And like, I think we can like, I think our friendship is like easier to heal than your arm. So let's like be friends again. And like, just like, that's what I was just saying,
And Will's like, yeah, you know what? Dudes just like to be dudes. Like, we don't like to talk about our feelings. But right now, Joe's being vulnerable and he's opening up. These guys are so fucking ridiculous. So in other news, Grace Lily has run into some problems with her boyfriend who didn't seem fishy at all. I mean, this total cheese bag who didn't become your boyfriend until you'd been on TV and were shooting another season. I can't believe this one's not working out. What's his name?
Liam, I believe.
Liam. So Joe gets a call at work, and he's like, oh my God, Grace Lily, is that you? Hold on, I'm going to go sit on the couch so I can talk to you about love. So this is important. And he runs over, and he's like, Maddie, Grace Lily. She's like, oh my God, Grace Lily's on the phone? Oh my God, hold on, I'm going to go sit with you on the couch. This is very important. Grace Lily, we're here for you.
Really
we're here.
Where are you okay, Grace Lily? And she's like,
we're here.
You guys, I don't know, I've been fine with Liam. He's just so concerned about my past. And she says that, like, they went to sleep, everything was fine for her birthday, and then in the middle of the night, he woke up and was going through her phone and was like, who's this? It was like someone that she used to date, and he didn't know about it, and he was like, why didn't you tell me? And he got like really, really jealous. And then we find out later that he's like really obsessed with taking photos with her and like establishing that they're dating on social media, and that he's like really into going through her phone all the time.
Yeah.
Creepy. Go like, listen, if the psychotic smile that's on this guy's face is not indication enough, get out, Grace Lilly. The call is coming from inside the house.
Not only is he creepy and stalkery, but thirsty, trying to get on your Instagram, etc. Yeah. Get rid of him.
And he kind of looks like Carter from Vanderpump Rules, which is also a bad sign.
Yeah, that's not great. So they're like, oh my God, Grace Lilly, we're here for you. We're here for you. And then what's the other thing? Okay, the other thing is Mia is great. Mia does not even care. Mia's like, okay, you don't want me to work at the club? I don't care. I will still drive the majority of the plot. Thank you very much. I will still get me from this show, you hookers. Thanks.
I will wear the uniform, and I will still show up outside the club and have scenes. So she and like Emmy go walking around the street or whatever, and Mia's like, so like this rumor, like, do you think that like Will did anything? And Emmy's like, absolutely not. He has had such a hard summer, his shoulder, okay? And now he's going through so much. He's going to law school. And I just, I trust Will. I trust Will. So Mia's like, okay, well, I'll circle back at the end of the episode with better proof. Okay.
Yeah, Emmy is freaking out. I mean, look, partly it's because she loves Will, right? So you want to believe. And Will's been like, what? I was just hugging her with a bottle of champagne in a bathroom because my best friend died and she knows somebody that died. So we were just hugging in a bathroom for half an hour with champagne, which... Listen, nobody believes that except for Emmy, right?
Right.
But I think it's also because she's been planning on this like fairy tale. I'm marrying a lawyer, and then he's my trophy husband, and then we're gonna. I mean, this is all stuff she said, not me being like she just wants a rich husband. This is stuff that she said, like I'm gonna have this trophy husband. We're gonna go get this monster mansion and have all these kids, and so she doesn't want this to just break up.
Yeah, I mean, she is this close to having, all these daughters named like Madison and Paige and Richardson and Parkway and Dakota.
I think she's going to be a total. We all have like e-names.
Mackenzie.
She'll be like, I'm Emmy, and then here's my daughters, Emily, Elsbeth, Erin, email.
Erasure,
elevator. I mean, listen, there aren't many names. Endometriosis. Okay, so then Mia's like, oh my God, let's go have lunch at that place that has gluten-free cauliflower soup. And she's like, okay. So they meet up, and she's like, okay. So here we go, Emmy. Emmy, I love you, right? So sorry to do this. So it turns out that one of the girls at this party, I know, it's not crazy. So I called her. I sent her a text, and I said, did you see Will? And she said, look, here in the text, I did see Will. He was making out with a girl in a bathroom. Sorry.
And then I said, are you sure? And she said, 100%. And I said, are you really sure? And she said, they were like, I saw lip to lip action and tongue to tongue. Are you really sure? 1,000%. So yeah. And Emmy's like, I don't believe it. Nope, don't believe it. I would believe sooner that Maddie told me the right dress the other day than I would believe this story.
So she's like, we're going to go confront Will. So she takes Mia to Joe's house where Will still is. And she's like, go ahead. Tell her. Go ahead and tell her. And Mia's like, does the same thing. She's like, okay, I knew a friend that was there at the party. Let me read the text. And he's like, that's a lie. And you're just going to believe that? That is an absolute lie. She goes, why would she lie? I was like, well, because you're on a TV show and she's trying to get on the TV show. I mean, what about the girl who showed up at Bradley's place the other day? Do I think she was lying? I don't know. But we found out at the not Bradley's place. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was training her. Yeah.
He was Bradley, the girl who showed up and said she was making out with Trevor. But then later they were told at the Grace Lilly birthday party last week that it was never Trevor making out with that girl. It was Trevor's friend. So Who knows who to believe on this show? But obviously there are people with motives to lie, Mia. But still, do I believe it? Yes, I do believe it.
Oh, yeah, I believe
with
it.
some girl at a party. And also, I believe that Emmy probably doesn't care and has probably made out with other dudes at parties.
I feel like Will, I want to believe him. Well, not that I want to believe him, but he seems convincing. But if Scandival taught us anything, so anything can happen. Okay, we can be
just
scammed.
Vanderpump Rule. No, I mean way before Scandival. I mean season
Jax
1
and Kristen
of Vanderpump Rules. I mean that whole time we were like, "What is Stassi?" Stassi is so mad at Jax, but I believe Jax. I mean, I remember believing Jax. I mean, this is now. I don't know why I'm tarnishing our own reputation like this when I don't have to bring up shit from 10 years ago. Okay, but we believed it. He was that good of a liar. He was such a fucking sicko. I'm not falling for it again. Okay, I'm never believing another man again in real life or on this channel.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Will, it does not look good, and you should have been smarter. And for right now, you are guilty. You're guilty in the court of Crappens. We'll have to see what happens. I guess there was also a storyline of Brad's mom came in and she was super cute, and then he went on a date with Lucia, but it was literally not interesing. So
super boring. Yeah, that's the good thing about not doing full recaps. We can just be like, oh, Bradley has a mom. That was
the checking my email part. But his mom was adorable. And they were, but the only thing,
I was like, that's a mom scene. Scrolling.
My big takeaway was that they were eating a meal on a shaky table. It was driving me nuts. They were sitting there cutting, and the table kept shaking. I'm like, Bradley, you work in service. You should know how to fix a table.
So what else happened? I think that was it.
That was it. That was the big stuff that happened. So anyway, I'm going to put on my blue dress because I don't want to be out of code. And everyone, thank you so much for being here for today's episode. Remember, on Monday, we are going to make announcements about the Crappy. So tune in for that. It's going to be so good. Crappy Hour will be Monday night at 5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast. And then check out Dwell Hello on Wondery Plus. So that's it for everything. Talk to everyone later.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.